I don't even know how to start off today's video, except I am so excited. I get to talk about some of my faves, and I'm so excited. I hope I can do these guys justice. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. So very excited that you're here. Today is going to be a really exciting Top 5 Wednesday prompt. I've been thinking a lot about it and very excited that it is here. But in case if you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday, in a nutshell, basically each week I answer a prompt using 5 books, but in this case I do manga to reflect the said prompt. And today's prompt is favorite side characters. Surely I am not the only one that we love our main characters, but then there's just those side characters that pop up and you just get attached to them. You love them, you want to see more of them. You're like, you know what, if they had their own spin-off, boom, I'm here for it. I'm gonna read it. So today we're talking about those kind of side characters that we just absolutely love and adore. Now, I just have to say, if I could, Hinata would be number 1, but obviously he is the main character in Haikyuu and I can't technically feature him. But I am basically doing a shonen edition because my favorite side characters that I really love are all guys, and there's only one shoujo feature, so I'm really excited about that, and I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited in general. So since I could not do Hinata, I was like, I have to do somebody from Haikyuu, and it's really hard to choose a second favorite side character from Haikyuu. I mean, if you're a fan of the series, you know everybody's amazing. It's hard enough just choosing one, I feel for almost all of us, but I really love Hinata. I don't think there's anybody that could actually top Hinata in Haikyuu. But for number 1, for this prompt, I'm gonna say Bokuto. I love him because like father, like son, they have that kind of relationship, friendship, mentorship, and I absolutely love it. Bokuto is a hoot, no pun intended. Every time he's on page, I mean his hair, if Bokuto's feeling depressed, Bokuto's hair is depressed and totally just drops out, and it's just, he's so amazing, and I really love, I didn't even think about going through and trying to find panels that reflect that, but every time he's on page, it's going to be an absolute delight, the way he interacts with his team, the way his team looks up to him. Bokuto just continues to be phenomenal and absolutely amazing. He's definitely in my top 5 favorite Haikyuu characters, I think, because I'm if you love Hinata, you have to love Bokuto. Well, I mean, we could say, our setter here, over here, Akashi, but I don't know. I feel like Bokuto and Hinata are they're sort of a set package as well. And so I was like, I'm going to feature him because I felt like that was the easiest to do, because I started thinking the Mia twins, Kina, other characters. I'm just I love them. They have my heart as well. But Bokuto, he had to get the feature today because I just literally thought of the saying, like father, like son. And yes, and that continues all the way up to the end of the series. Absolutely love it. Very excited for the new Haikyuu movie that's coming out February 16th in Japan, my birthday month. Yes, I won't be in Japan to see it, but I will still be very excited. It looks phenomenal, and just this is the best time to read Haikyuu or to catch up on Haikyuu. Get to know these characters because they will capture your heart. They are all amazing. For number 2, I didn't bring the manga down because I'm lazy, because we have our Demon Slayer box set up at the top of our shelves, and I'm I really don't want to take you down. So I'm going to showcase the Funko Pop, and for number 2, I am saying Rengoku from Demon Slayer. I love his character so very much, and I just feel bad because when I first met him in the anime, I did not like him, and then it took the movie, I forget to say it, it's the train one, but it took the movie and my heart was just captivated. That is actually one of my favorite movies. I sob each and every time, but it's one of those films that I'm I am willing to endure the sob fest just so I can see Rengoku look absolutely amazing. His story is so heartfelt, and he is just one of my encouraging mental buddies that I'm just I could think of Rengoku and I could think of his strength and his smile, and I'm I feel better. I feel better. He definitely lives rent-free in my head. I adore his character so much. I think that's very true for many of us. When he's on page or he's on screen, he absolutely captivates, I feel viewers and readers with his energy and his excitement. It's hard to hate him because he's so very passionate in helping other people, protecting other people, and doing whatever he can to just support Tanjiro, his friends, those around him. It's just absolutely amazing. I need to read the manga, and even if it's a little bit of a struggle because I have read volumes 1 1 and 2, and I don't know if it was the timing or just because I tried reading it after I had watched the first season of the anime, and that was like a really hard leap from one to the other because the manga art's not bad or anything, but I feel like it's very different than the clean, crisp animation that we get in the anime. But I feel, saying all that, I feel like I need to read because of Rengoku. I'm like, he's one of my best boys, and I'm like, I need to read it in its actual form, not just watch the anime, though I think I have read the volume that has Rengoku's backstory because his backstory, it wrecks me every time. Like that, honestly, that scene with his mom every single time, like no lie, that is when I start tearing up. That's when I start getting emotional because I'm like, he just tried so hard and he's so full of gusto and passion. I absolutely love him. And like I said, he's just one of my mental characters that when I'm feeling down sometimes, I just think of him and I'm like, I feel better. And of course, set your heart ablaze. Like that is such an iconic line. It's perfection and really, really encouraging just when you feel down and you're like, I need to embrace my inner warrior here. Just embrace your inner Rengoku. Like that is why he's one of my favorite side characters. I love him so much. He's so amazing. For number 3, sometimes online, I want to say Rengoku is my best fire boy, but then I think of my number 3 that I'm going to say, and that is Ace from One Piece, who's also another fire boy. And I'm like, well, I can't say one is better than the other because I absolutely love both of them. But I thought really, really hard. So I knew why Rengoku was one of my best boys, but I was like, why and how did Ace become one of my best boys? Because when I think of like, I have 5 best boy characters, I guess you would say, and like they're my mental inner circle of encouragement. And I knew my trio, my original trio was Hinata, Rengoku, and Ace. Like I knew that for certain. And I was just trying to think back. I was like, what is it about Ace that captivated my heart that just, I will never let go of my love for this character? And I think it's just his bond and his relationship with Luffy. Like when he comes on scene, well, not the very first time, because I think the very first time that he came on, I think I thought Ace was a bad guy. And I was like, couldn't be more wrong, Laura, to ever think that. Like he is not a bad guy. He's not a bad guy. So I think it was the Alabasta arc though that really just when Ace was there, yes. Just yes, yes, and yes. And so ever since then, I've just been absolutely hooked. I love his character. He can do no wrong. And I know things that happen. And I have not talked about things that happen with Ace. I did that in a recent Top 5 Wednesday video. And I've just been in denial because I'm like, he's one of my favorites. I love him so much. He is just so great. He is actually the only, I should have brought him. He's the only character though that I have figurines of. I have 2. I have one that I bought or that my husband got me for my birthday. And then one that the Manga Sloth gave me for Christmas last year, and I'm like, he is just amazing. Like he's also one of, when it comes to my pin collection, I have like a nice big batch of pins that are just Ace and him smiling, but no blood on his face because I'm like, no. Even with Rengoku, I'm like, why are we obsessed with this kind of smile? I want a happy smiling Ace, happy smiling Rengoku where there's no blood. So I decided to do this manga. I have not read the light novels yet, but I decided to do this one because he's smiling and he looks happy and he deserves nothing but the best of things. I really need to read further in the manga and just read the manga because I did read the scene, you know, that happens with Ace that we don't talk about, but I really want to see when they were kids because he just feels so different. He's so kind and cool and casual, like as an adult, but as a kid, he was sort of mean. And I was just like, you're so cute, Ace. He's so different though. Definitely had to feature Ace because he's one of my favorite side characters. I love him so much. He is absolutely amazing and just get so starry-eyed when he's on screen. I need to catch up on the anime, but we stopped like right when he was about to fight Blackbeard. I was like, my heart's not ready. And apparently my heart's just not been ready ever since because I haven't gone back to watch more. But I love Ace and had to feature him today. For number 4, technically this character's not in my best boy group of 5, but when it comes to this fandom or franchise, he's definitely in my top 5. And so I am saying Twisted Wonderland, and the character I'm going to say, I forgot to mark the spot. He is so sweet, and that is Deuce. Oh my goodness, I love Deuce. He's so sweet. He's a precious little bean. I would have said Idia because Idia is actually one of my favorite, if not my very favorite character from Twisted Wonderland, but technically he's not really in this volume outside of like us seeing his really nice blue hair right here. So I didn't feel it was really fair to do that. So I decided to go with Deuce though. I love him. He is a ex-delinquent or like recovering delinquent, but he still has those delinquent tendencies. And I'm like, you're just so cute, but he's trying so very hard. He has dreams of being a police officer. And I'm like, my heart is melting right now. I love him. He's another character like you can do no wrong, Deuce, because he just tries so hard. He just wants to make his mama proud. He doesn't want to make his mom cry anymore. He had a lot of fights when he was younger, like at middle school. And he's like, I'm going to change my ways. I'm going to be a good, honorable student. And he is slowly living up to that. He struggles at times. He really does. But he is just so precious. I really, really love him in the game. I'm sad that recently I bought some merch and I didn't get any of him. And I was like, Laura, you have all of your other favorite Twisted Wonderland boys, but you didn't get anything of Deuce. But I do have stickers of him for sure, because I'm like, he has to be represented in my collection because I just really, really love him. Ace is really cool too, but Deuce, in this volume, he takes the win for favorite side character because he's just so sweet. I have a soft spot for delinquent characters who are trying to rechange their life, trying to get out of that, what they used to be and be somebody else, but then they like have like just like a little trigger and then they sort of snap and they go back to who they used to be and everybody's sort of afraid of them. And like he's still great. He's really soft-hearted and very, very sweet. I love him. He's so adorable. And I definitely have a review of this manga, of the first impression of me gushing about this because I love it. I cannot wait for volume 2. Been eagerly anticipating it. And in the meantime, I am just binge playing the game. If you love Twisted Wonderland and you ever need a gushing partner, I volunteer as tribute. For number 5, I didn't mean to make him last, but this is my only shoujo pick and I was really excited because I do love shoujo heroes, and I'm so sorry that I didn't like feature any woman in this video. I don't know why, but I just automatically went to my favorite best boys, but that is Sinha from Yona of the Dawn. And it's funny because I was like, I knew I was gonna do Sinha because I absolutely adore him as well, but then I saw Gija on the spine of one of the volumes. And I'm like, Laura, how could you not feature Gija? Because I really love Gija too. Like, I feel like depending on the day, Sinha and Gija can be very equal. And then sometimes like Gija's number 1 and then Sinha's number 1. Majority of the time though, Sinha is number 1. I was also thinking like, how did he get into my inner circle of best boys that just will forever be my favorites and they can do no wrong? And I was like, besides looking really cute and really precious and just a precious little being, I was like, I don't really know. I think it was just him and Yona's relationship and the beginning of their relationship / friendship, and how Yona just spoke life into him, into his life, and giving him a name and showing that he has purpose and that nobody needs to be afraid of him. Like really seeing how he was treated in his village in comparison to how Yona treats him, night and day, no pun intended, night and day kind of thing that just really my heart just broke for him. And I felt like he just captured it without even knowing that he captured it. I really love seeing, I think I was rereading that volume here a few weeks ago, and just how subtle his character growth is. And you can see the little happy little waves coming off of him and just his happiness of being wanted and people trusting him and not being afraid like, oh my gosh, he might turn on me with his dragon powers. Like, no, like Sinha is a precious young man and he deserves all the love and respect, deserves to have friendship and have friends with other people. And I'm so glad for our group here of how, in Yona of the Dawn, I mean, the Happy Hungry Bunch, of how much they love and care for him, and how he is coming to a point now where he's not afraid to use his powers, but he will use them in order to protect his friends. Sinha can just do no wrong. He can do no wrong. I really, really love his quiet nature. He may not say much, but he makes such a huge impact on page, and he's very loyal. He is a really wonderful friend, and he's just so cute. He's so precious. I love him. I love him. I love him so much. Obviously, I love all of these guys, and I will say, if you're curious, because I could not technically say my top 5 favorite side characters, because, Hinata is one. We have Rengoku, Ace. He doesn't have a manga, but that is Sidon from Tears of the Kingdom. Oh my gosh, I love my fish man. He is amazing. And then it was Sinha, and Idia is part of, so he'd be number 6 technically, but I tried and not like overlap the Twisted Wonderland, because then I'm like, I already have 5 favorite in Twisted Wonderland. I'm like, we just have a massive bunch. But I had to feature Sinha, even though, like I said, I did feel a little bit bad that I didn't feature Gija, because Gija's just as amazing as well. But I really, really love Sinha so very much. For my honorable mention, it's been a little bit, I feel like, since I have read a volume, but when I saw it, I was like, yes, because he is definitely one of my favorite side characters, and that is Ichikawa from Kaiju number 8. Oh my gosh, I don't know what it is about his character that when I saw him, I was like, yes, you're becoming a favorite. He's Kafka's best friend in my eyes, and I'm like, like, you're another character that can do no wrong. And I really love seeing their friendship grow in that first volume. It's definitely very humorous, but the way that Ichikawa just respects Kafka, despite that Ichikawa is very much more OP than him in that regard. Well, I guess not when it comes to the kaiju part of Kafka, but just in general skills. But Ichikawa doesn't look down on him. Like, he respects Kafka, he calls him friend, and the way that they look out for each other, like, yes, my heart is captivated. Yes, that's all it probably pretty much takes to captivate me. Just latch onto them like, you are my favorite character. I really, really love him. It was excited in the latest volume that we saw a little bit of him, like, yes, yes, because I'm like, I never can get enough of him on page. He is just absolutely amazing. And I do apologize that I said that numerous times over, but that is just how excited and how much I love these characters. They can do no wrong. They are my best boys, and I love them all so very much. But I would love to hear from you, friends. What are some of your favorite side characters? Let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!